Hello everyone, in this video we are going to talk about volume of a prism. What is a prism and how can we find the volume of it? All right, well, we see that we have a prism here. It's a rectangular prism. We see the volume at the top, V, of a prism is just the product, so we're going to multiply, the product of the area of the base and the height of the prism. So we can see an equation here, V equals capital B times H. We've seen lowercase b before, and typically that would just be the length of the base of a shape, but a capital B is going to represent area of the base. So it depends on what shape your base is in order to find the volume of that shape. So if it's a rectangular prism, then the base is a rectangle, so the area would just be length times width. So we're going to look at one of those here in example 1, but notice here in example 2 that our base would be a triangle. So in that case, the area, we would think about 1/2 base times height in order to find the area of the base, okay? All right, so in our drawing here, we see that this shaded region would be one of the bases, so we could find the area of the base, and then the height would be this vertical distance here, okay? All right, so example 1, we have a rectangular prism, so we're trying to find the volume of it, okay? So we know volume equals area of the base times height, okay? So now let's say, for example, we want to do area of the base this way, right? So we would do 20 times 10, and then we would multiply it by the height, which would be 12, okay? Well, we're doing multiplication here, so we know that the order of our multiplication technically doesn't matter, right? So even if I wanted to look at this and say, hey, I actually think the base is here, so 10 times 12, and then my height is 20. Well, okay, that works fine as well, right? Because we're still multiplying the same three numbers together, right? So when we do that, we could do 20 times 10, which would be 200, and then times 12, so we should get a volume of 2,400, and this would be cubic feet, okay? So feet was our unit, and since we are multiplying three terms together, we have a cubic measurement, and that's why volume is cubic feet. All right. And example 2, now we have a triangular prism, and so now we can see a little bit more clearly what the base is, because we have, we'll switch up our color here, we have this triangle, and we also have this triangle, right? So those two would be the bases. And so we want to find the area of that triangle and then multiply it by the height here, which is 9, okay? So we would say volume equals area of the base times height. Once again, the base shape is a triangle, and that would be 1/2 times the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle. And then we're going to multiply that by the height of the entire prism. All right, so we do 12 times 5, that would be 60. And half of 60 is 30, and then 30 times 9 would be 270. So for the triangular prism, we would have a volume of 270 cubic yards. And that's how you can find the volume of a prism.